Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, and before you even open your eyes fully, your mind is already deciding how your entire day will unfold. The thoughts you think in those first few moments, the words you silently whisper to yourself, and the beliefs you let run through your mind, those are not just random, they are commands to your brain, signals that shape your mood, your actions, and ultimately your reality. What if I told you that the way you start your morning can literally reprogram your life? Sounds dramatic, but it's true. And today you're going to see how, for decades, Dr. Louise Hay has taught that our words and thoughts are powerful creators. Most people know her for affirmations, but what many don't realize is that science has caught up with her wisdom. Neuroscience now confirms that your brain is most flexible in the morning. It's a phenomenon called neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to rewire itself, to create new connections, to literally change its structure based on the thoughts you repeat. This means that those few quiet minutes after waking up hold more power than the rest of the day combined. And yet, most people spend them scrolling, stressing, or rushing. But you don't have to. In this video, I will show you how to take back your mornings. I'll reveal why your mind is most vulnerable and open at dawn, and how you can use that to your advantage. You'll learn the specific practices that Dr. Louise Hay used to heal her life, and how modern science proves those same practices can rewire your brain for success, abundance, and peace. And here's the part most people don't know: your subconscious mind doesn't just listen to what you say in the morning, it magnifies it throughout the entire day. If you begin with worry, it multiplies worry. But if you begin with self love and clarity, your mind makes sure you see more of it everywhere. That's how you start transforming reality from the inside out. Now, let me ask you this: how many mornings in your life have you already lived? Hundreds, thousands, and out of all of them, how many did you begin with intention? How many did you use to design your life rather than just drift into it? If your answer is very few, then this might be the single most important shift you'll ever make. Because when you change your mornings, you change your days. When you change your days, you change your life. Imagine standing in front of a mirror first thing in the morning, when your eyes are still heavy with sleep. You look at yourself, and instead of criticizing or rushing, you quietly affirm, I am safe. I am loved. I create joy today. That simple moment may look small, but it's not. It's a seed. And like any seed, it grows roots. Science shows that self-affirmations activate the reward centers of your brain. They create pathways that make new behavior possible. This is not wishful thinking, it's neurobiology. Your mind is like soft clay in the morning. You can mold it with love, or you can let stress and fear mold it for you. In a few minutes, I'll guide you step by step on how to build your own morning reprogramming ritual. It's simpler than you think, but the results can feel almost magical. You'll see why repeating affirmations before the noise of the world rushes in gives them 10 times more power. And I'll share a fascinating fact: even elite athletes and top performers use morning mindset training, often in the form of visualization and affirmations, because they know those first thoughts dictate their confidence and focus. But there's something even deeper here. Louise Hay believed that every thought we think is creating our future. That means the morning is not just a start, it's a doorway into the future you want to live. And when you step through it with awareness, you begin to shape your destiny with every sunrise. Think of it like this: your mornings are the architect of your reality. Each affirmation is a brick, each belief a design, If you leave it to chance, someone else builds the house for you, your stress, your doubts, your fear. But if you take control, even for just 5 minutes each morning, you become the builder. Stay with me till the end, because I'm going to share with you not only how to reprogram your morning mindset, but also the hidden traps most people fall into that undo all their progress. I'll explain why certain words weaken you, while others empower you. I'll reveal how your subconscious records not only your words, but your emotions, and why feeling your affirmations is just as important as saying them. And I'll show you how Louise Hay turned these practices into a lifetime of healing, even after facing unimaginable hardship. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, simple practice you can start tomorrow morning. It will take less than 5 minutes, but if you repeat it daily, you will notice shifts. Subtle at first, powerful over time. Your mornings will no longer be something you stumble through. They will become the launch pad for a reality you consciously create. So why should you keep watching? Because this is not just about motivation. This is not just about saying nice words to yourself. This is about rewiring your brain, reclaiming your mornings, and reshaping your life. You'll see the blend of timeless wisdom from Louise Hay and cutting-edge science from neuroscience. Together they prove one truth. You are not a victim of your mornings. You are the author of them. And when you author your mornings, you author your life. If you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever wondered why your affirmations don't seem to work, or if you've ever wished you could change the course of your life without waiting for years, then this is for you. Because transformation doesn't begin with huge leaps. It begins with a thought you choose the moment you wake up. And here's my invitation to you. Give yourself the next few minutes. Stay with me until the end of this video. Let me show you how to use the most powerful, overlooked part of your day to reprogram your mind, heal your heart, and transform your reality. This may just be the turning point you've been waiting for. Welcome to Infinite Power, the channel where we unlock the hidden abilities of your mind and spirit. If you're ready to step into your true potential, make sure you subscribe now so you never miss the tools and wisdom that can change your life. Together, let's begin this journey starting with tomorrow morning. Every single thought you think leaves a trace in the brain. It's not just imagination, it's biology. Your brain is not fixed. It is constantly changing, rewiring, and adapting to the instructions it receives. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, and it is one of the most powerful discoveries of modern neuroscience. What this means for you is that the beliefs you hold, even the ones that feel permanent, can be rewritten. You are not locked into your past conditioning. With repetition, with focus, and with intention, you can carve out new neural pathways that support a different version of you. That is why affirmations are not empty words. They are tools to guide the brain into new directions. When you affirm something in the morning, you are not just saying it, you are instructing your nervous system. You are creating electrical signals that travel through the brain, lighting up areas connected to self-worth, reward, and motivation. The simple act of saying, "I am safe, I am capable, I am loved," activates regions that help you feel stronger, calmer, and more open to new experiences. This is not just about feeling good in the moment. Over time, these repeated activations turn into patterns, and patterns become habits of thought. Those habits of thought eventually shape your personality, your actions, and your destiny. Think about how a river carves a canyon. At first, the water is soft and gentle, but with time and persistence, it cuts deep pathways through solid rock. Your thoughts do the same inside your brain. The beliefs you repeat each morning are like streams of water. If you keep sending them in the same direction, they become rivers. They form deep grooves in your mind, and soon your brain flows that way naturally. That is why starting your day with intentional affirmations is so powerful. You are shaping the grooves before anything else can. But there is another layer to this. Affirmations don't just light up the brain randomly, they specifically stimulate the areas connected to reward and self-processing. This means your mind is treating those positive statements almost like a reward. It is giving you a small dose of encouragement, a spark that tells your system, this matters, pay attention. That spark can change how you see yourself and how you respond to challenges. The more often you give your brain that reward, the more it learns to expect positivity instead of negativity. Consistent morning affirmations also have a direct effect on stress. When you wake up and begin with worry or fear, your body releases stress hormone. Your nervous system shifts into survival mode. But when you pause, breathe, and repeat affirmations, you signal safety to the body. Your stress lowers, your mood improves, your day begins with a sense of calm and stability. Over time, this repeated practice trains your nervous system to be more resilient. You don't react to life in the same way. You start to respond with patience, strength, and balance. What makes the morning so special is that your brain is in a more suggestible state. The waves of your brain are slower, more open, more receptive. In those first moments after waking, your subconscious is listening more closely than at any other time. This is why morning affirmations feel more powerful than words spoken later in the day. You are planting seeds in fertile soil. You are giving your subconscious instructions at the very moment it is most ready to receive them. Now let's bring in the wisdom of Louise Hay. She always taught that the way we speak to ourselves matters more than anything else. If we speak with cruelty, we injure ourselves. If we speak with kindness, we heal. The first principle is kindness. When you use affirmations, the tone matters. Say them as if you are speaking to a beloved child. Say them with softness, with patience, and with compassion. The brain and body respond not only to the words, but also to the energy carried in them. The second principle is simplicity. Louise Hay insisted on using short, clear, positive statements. I am loved. I am healthy. I am worthy. Why keep them simple? Because the subconscious mind understands best when the message is clear. Long, complicated phrases confuse it. Short, direct affirmations sink in quickly and begin to repeat themselves naturally throughout the day. Simplicity makes them powerful. The third principle is consistency. It is not enough to say affirmations once or twice and then stop. The brain needs repetition to create new pathways. Just like lifting weights builds muscles over time, repeating affirmations daily builds new belief. Morning is the best time because your mind is open and quiet, but you can also return to them during breaks, meditation, or before sleep. Each time you repeat them, you reinforce the pattern. With consistency, what once felt strange becomes natural, and what once felt impossible begins to feel real. The fourth principle is emotion. Words alone are not enough. You must feel them. Louise Hay always emphasized that affirmations should be spoken with belief, or at least with the willingness to believe. Even if you don't feel them fully at first, lean into the possibility. Imagine how it would feel if the words were true. Let the feeling rise, even for a moment. That feeling is the key that unlocks the subconscious. When words and emotions combine, the message becomes powerful enough to reach the deepest parts of you. These principles may sound simple, but together they form a system of transformation. Science shows the brain changes with practice. Affirmations activate areas of reward and self-worth. Consistency lowers stress and raises resilience. And the principles of Louise Hay ensure that the practice touches not only the mind, but also the heart. Kindness, simplicity, consistency, and emotion. These are the ingredients for real change. So when you sit in the quiet of the morning, remember that you hold something extraordinary. You hold the power to instruct your brain. You hold the power to rewrite old stories. You hold the power to soften stress and to begin your day with peace. Every morning gives you a choice.
You can let the old grooves of thought take over, or you can carve new ones. You can fall into old stress, or you can step into new calm. You can live by the beliefs of yesterday, or you can create the beliefs of tomorrow. And it all begins with what you say to yourself in the morning. It all begins with the science of the brain and the wisdom of kindness. It all begins with the practice of affirmations that are simple, repeated, and felt. And every day you repeat this, you reinforce the truth that you are not your old programming. You are a creator, a rewriter, a transformer of your own reality. Would you like me to now expand the next section? How to reprogram your morning mindset in the same detailed 1000-word style. Reprogramming your morning mindset does not require long hours, complex rituals, or elaborate plans. The beauty of it lies in its simplicity. In fact, the simpler it is, the more powerful it becomes, because the subconscious responds best to clear, repeated, and heartfelt instruction. All you need are a few minutes, a quiet space, and a willingness to direct your thoughts before the world distracts you. Start with just 2 or 3 affirmations. Not 20, not 10, just 2 or 3. They should be statements that touch you deeply, words that resonate with your heart. The fewer they are, the easier it becomes for your subconscious to focus on them and begin building new patterns around them. When you scatter your attention across too many affirmations, you dilute the power. But when you narrow it down to the ones that truly matter, you create a concentrated force that begins to change you from within. The way you phrase them matters. Always use the present tense as if the truth you desire is already here. Instead of saying I will be loved, say I am loved. Instead of saying I will attract abundance, say I attract abundance now. The subconscious mind does not operate in the future. It only knows the present moment. By speaking as if the reality is already yours, you send a direct command to your mind to align with that state. Over time, the brain begins to accept it as fact and adjusts your thoughts, emotions, and actions to match it. Make them personal and specific. I am worthy is powerful, but I am worthy of joy, love, and success may speak even more directly to what you need. The more personal the statement feels, the more it sinks into your emotional core. Affirmations are not just about words, they are about the resonance those words create within you. A simple line that makes your heart soften or your chest expand will always be more effective than a long sentence that feels empty. Say them out loud if you can. There is power in hearing your own voice. Declare the reality you wish to create. Your voice carries vibration, and that vibration resonates not only with your mind, but with your body. If speaking aloud is not possible, write them down. The act of writing engraves them into your nervous system. You are telling your hand, your eyes, and your brain the same message at once. Some people combine both, writing in the morning and repeating aloud at night. The key is to choose the method that feels natural and sustainable for you. Enhance this practice with a small routine. Before you say your affirmations, pause, take 2 deep breaths, place your hand on your heart, sit in silence for just a moment. This creates a bridge between sleep and wakefulness, between the unconscious and the conscious. It signals to your body that something important is happening. Some people add meditation, a short stretch, or a sip of warm water. These small rituals are not about time, but about intention. They anchor the affirmations in a sacred space, turning them from empty words into living truths. The most crucial ingredient is consistency. One morning of affirmations will feel good, but it will not reprogram you. 10 mornings may create a small shift, but months of repetition will reshape your inner world. The subconscious learns through persistence, just as drops of water carve stone. Small daily practices carve deep channels in the mind. Even if you only spend 2 minutes each morning, the repetition matters more than the length. What begins as effort eventually becomes second nature. This practice is not about forcing change, it is about creating conditions where change becomes inevitable. When you start your morning with affirmations, you are training your focus. You are teaching your brain to look for evidence that supports your new belief. If you affirm abundance, your mind begins to notice opportunities instead of limitations. If you affirm love, your eyes see kindness more easily. If you affirm strength, your body remembers it in moments of difficulty. These subtle shifts accumulate, and before long, the world you experience begins to mirror the affirmations you have been planning. Reprogramming your morning mindset can shift your focus from fear to possibility. Fear is often the default mode of the mind. It whispers doubts the moment you wake up. Will I succeed? Will I fail? Am I good enough? But when you begin with affirmations, you interrupt that cycle. You replace the whispers of fear with voices of possibility. Instead of shrinking, you expand. Instead of hiding, you open. This shift is small in the moment, but profound over time. A person who begins the day in possibility begins to live in possibility. The changes are not just emotion. Clarity improves. Affirmations create a mental filter, a lens through which you view your day. By stating who you are and what you choose to see, you reduce the noise of confusion. You train your mind to separate what matters from what does. This clarity allows you to move through your day with focus and direction, instead of scattering your energy. With clarity also comes resilience. Stressful events still happen, challenges still arise, but they no longer define you. You return to the core belief you planted in the morning. Self-worth grows with each repetition. Many people live with hidden doubts about their value. Affirmations directly challenge those doubts. When you affirm worth, love, and strength daily, you begin to internalize that self-worth is not built in one moment. It is built in layers, like bricks forming a wall. Each affirmation adds another brick, another piece of stability. Over time, you stand taller, not because the world has changed, but because your foundation within has become solid. And with self-worth comes control, not control over others or over circumstances, but control over your inner state. You begin to realize that your mood, your focus, and your actions are not at the mercy of random events. They are influenced by the mindset you chose in the morning. This sense of control reduces anxiety and increases confidence. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop being carried by the waves of life and begin steering the boat. The power of small words cannot be underestimated. Words may seem fragile, but when repeated, they become architecture. They shape the inner structures of your mind. A single affirmation may sound soft, but repeated for weeks, it becomes a force. Over months, it becomes belief. Over years, it becomes identity. And identity shapes behavior. Who you believe you are decides how you act, and how you act shapes the reality you live in. This is why the practice of reprogramming your morning mindset, though simple, is one of the most powerful tools for transformation. Every affirmation you speak is a seed. Every repetition is water. Every morning is sunlight. At first you may see nothing, but beneath the surface, roots are forming. The plant grows silently before it breaks through the soil. The same happens within you. The changes may be invisible at first, but they are real. And one day, they show themselves in your choices, your relationships, your opportunities, and your peace. Reprogramming your morning mindset is about planting those seeds deliberately, about using the softness of the morning to guide your life toward who you choose to be. It is a practice that seems small, but leads to change that is vast. It begins with 2 or 3 heartfelt affirmations. It continues with present tense and personal words. It is reinforced by routine, breath, and silence. It grows with consistency, and it blossoms into a life where fear fades, clarity sharpens, resilience strengthens, self-worth rises, and reality transforms in alignment with the truths you have chosen. When you wake tomorrow, Give yourself a moment before the day rushes in. Pause, take 2 deep breaths, say 2 or 3 affirmations, slowly, letting each word carry weight. Feel the truth in them. Let those words settle inside you before you move forward. This is not about perfection, it's about intention. It's about choosing to begin with clarity, love, and strength, rather than noise or words. Carry that energy with you and notice how the day shifts around it. Remember, you have the power to change your mind, and by changing your mind, you change your reality. It starts with one simple sentence, spoken at sunrise. Start small, be kind to yourself. Watch your reality transform in ways you never imagined. If this message inspired you, support us by liking this video and subscribing to our channel, Infinite Power. Together we can continue unlocking the tools that help you create the life you were meant to live.